Hey there. Today we're going to be answering the following question. What is the probability that a randomly chosen number from 1 to 100 is not a multiple of 9? So in order to answer this question, we need to know something about a foundational rule of probability. So if you have a whole bunch of things that can happen, the probability, like let's say events, E1, E2, and E3 can occur in some experiment. Well, the probability of these events happening has to be 100% because we're assuming that one of these three events must happen. No other events are possible. So here, the probability of one of these three events happening has to be, the sum of all of them has to be 100%. So the probability of event 1 plus the probability of event 2 plus the probability of event 3 has to equal to 1 because probability is a fractional value. Now let's say we were only dealing with events 1 and 2 here, events 1 and events 2. So we're not dealing with this situation anymore. So then in this case, the probability of event 1 plus the probability of event 2 would have to equal 1. Now in our question here, we want to know is a probability that a randomly chosen number from 1 to 100 is not a multiple of 9. Now if we could answer that one directly, but then we would have to figure out how many numbers are not a multiple of 9. So, well, the number 1 is not a multiple of 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are all not a multiples of 9. So we could count all of those numbers, but that would be a lot of numbers. So it's often easier to find out the probability of something else, and then we can use that using the idea of a rule of complement in order to answer our original probability. So here, let's switch over to blue here. Now let's call event A is probably is going to be our random number that would be number chosen is a multiple of 9, and we're going to call A complement, which you might also see written somewhere as A with a bar on top of it, as a number chosen is not a multiple of 9. Okay. So we have that. so we're really looking for what is the probability of A complement. So in order to do that, so writing our original equation, A complement plus now in this event, before we said that there were two events that could occur and they have to equal 1. Well, here the only two events we care about is that when we draw a random number, if it's a multiple of 9 or if it's not a multiple of 9. So those are our two events. So we could also label these as E1 and E2. So here, to finish this equation, probability of A complement plus probability of A is equal to 1. Now we want to solve for A complement, so we can subtract the probability of A from both sides, and we're left with the probability of A complement is equal to 1 minus the probability of A. Now in order to answer that, we just need to figure out the probability of A. And the probability of A is going to equal to how many numbers from 1 to 100 are multiples of 9. And we can list all those out. So why don't we do it? So we have the numbers 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90, 99. So how many numbers do we have there? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 numbers. So we have 11 numbers out of the 100 possible numbers are multiples of 9, so the probability is 11 over 100. So we can substitute that back into our original equation to get 1 minus 11 over 100, which is equal to 100 minus 11 over 100, which is equal to 99. Nope. 89 over 100. So the probability that our only chosen number from 1 to 100 is not a multiple of 9 is 89 over 100, or equal to 89%. And that is how you answer this question.